I feel like I'm being courted, but not the way you think. I feel like I'm being courted by God and the angels to essentially fall in love with them, but in the end you end up falling in love with yourself because of the stuff they make you see about yourself. It's as if they're trying to whisper the answers to you, or just reveal who you really are so you can get on with your mission, because essentially you're here to do a certain job, and you can't do it if you're not being you, because when the call comes, they're gonna call on who? if you're not being who you are meant to be. Essentially, that who you are right now could be just a pile of information that you heard from other people. I mean, because essentially once you arrive, I you already knew what to do, but people said, well, you can't do that, you have to do what we say. Or you can't do that because that's not even a field. But, how many fields, new occupational fields, have been birthed in the last year, for instance? In the last decade. So essentially, if you want to be a Starship Trooper, why not? Maybe in the future there will be such a thing. You know what I mean? So kids already know what they want to do from the start. It's just the world ends up changing our minds, and we end up becoming, dare I say, because essentially we're all angels. We're all angels with amnesia. Think about all these angels, being sent to Earth to honestly, think about seeds being planted so they can flower. I mean, do you want more reasons? Think about how vast and beautiful just a meadow can be. The ocean. Under the sea. I mean, you see things that you've never seen before, and so on and so forth, So all of that stuff was seated here, and so were you. Your spirit was seated here to perform a particular mission. If you can't perform it because you're busy doing something else, being someone else. So what I'm saying is that if you happen to realize, or maybe you were on the prospect of, divulging or finding out that wait a second, I may not be the real me. Who I am is probably just a compilation of what other people told me. What if I'm not being myself? Who am I really? Man, know thyself, and to thyself be true. To your own self be true. Because, when you're sitting there in bed, laying in bed, along with your thoughts, along with your feelings, you can't BS anymore. And you want to be going to bed so you can sleep peacefully. Not stay up all night, right? Because you feel like you're not, put it to you this way. Essentially, a lot of people always feel this way. Like I heard it so many times, I feel like I have to do something important, I just don't know what it is. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time I've heard that. Again, it's one of those things that the clues are all there, the breadcrumbs are all there, the synchronicities, the signs are always being orchestrated. Like I said, is this orchestral movement that God and the angels are providing for you, so you can find out. And when you find out, you can't help but fall in love with them because they're telling you, and then you see their influence. But then you fall in love with who you really are, because it's like that is really me. I am beautiful. I am an amazing. I'm like an angel. If it wasn't for all the other stuff that was in, again, think about viruses that start invading a computer. This stuff makes your programs faulty. Some of them can't even work. But once you get rid of them, all of a sudden all these things start to get activated, and all of a sudden you have more abilities than you thought you had. There's something to think, and if I can only just begin the itch for you so you can eventually find a way to scratch it, then I guess my job here is done. All I want to do is alert you that that is happening. God and the angels are orchestrating synchronicities, signs, moments where you end up finding that other person or your tribe or that opportunity, or you hear that song that tells you that specific message, or you see that movie where you see that scene that reminds you that, hey, God is real. The angels are real. Miracles happen all the time, every day. But you have to be there to see them. And if you're spacing out being someone else, when the opportunities come, they won't find you. It's this process of unveiling the truth to you. And once that happens, there's no looking back. And I think this is why there's a lot of people in the way, or information that gets in the way because people put it there. As above, so below. As above, so below. Whatever you think, because everything is mental. Whatever you think, and is true, is essentially what you'll experience. So here I'm saying that you are the epicenter of your own life. Everything originates from you. So when you look around and you see people do other stuff, don't feel guilty because their experiences such that makes you feel bad because yours is not that way, either because of good or because of bad. It's essentially what they got because that's what they're thinking of. And nobody can think their thoughts but them. Nobody can think your thoughts but you. But people can influence your thoughts. And that's what I'm trying to get at. You came to change the world, not for the world to change you. God is real. The angels are real. And they're all trying to tell you something. But you have to be relaxed in order for you to hear it. So that means that you can't be stressed. That means that you can't be anxious. That means that you have to be seeking peace like a flower seeks sunlight. Because that's it for us. Aren't you always looking for peace? You just want to be left alone so you can be at peace? All we want to be is at peace and at ease, because that's when the divine kicks in. The divine kicks in when you relax. The song Yesterday from the Beatles, right? Have you heard that song? It's a beautiful song. It was delivered while Paul McCartney was asleep. Think about it. His ego was asleep, distracted, and this information was infiltrated or seeded into his mind by the muses, by the angels. It happens. But you have to be in the state of mind to receive it. You can't be lost in the nightmares of other people, because since everything is mental and people are making you have pictures in your mind by telling you horror stories, well, you keep jumping into these nightmares because you believe them. But now that you know that everything is mental, and that your responsibility, because you are the epicenter of your life, is for you to give birth to yourself. Give birth to your own reality. That's what you're doing all the time. But because of the information of other people, it's stuck in your noggin, you keep creating the wrong thing. But now you know different. God is real. The angels are real. And miracles happen all the time. You are a walking miracle. Don't forget it. They want you to fall in love with you. Go figure, God is love. All you need is love. Do 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 do. Think about it.